And you know what I love to say to the children when I see them at shows or see them looking at it is, you know, I'll ask them, because they really don't understand what is the trolley.
Right.
You know, it's cute and you can ride on it and okay, but I said, well, how did you get to school? You know, how do you get to school? Do you take a school bus? Or, you know, does your mom drive you or somebody drive you? And they'll say, oh, you know, oh yeah, or at least they know of a school bus. I said, well, there was a time when people didn't have cars and there were no buses and the trolley was your transportation. That's how you got around. You and your mom would go into town to go to the supermarket or the little stores at the time. You'd go to town, you'd go to church, you'd go shopping, to school, wherever you wanted to go. If you couldn't go by Shoe Leather Express, you got on the trolley. And the trolleys were all over. I mean, I don't know how many miles, but they were all over Connecticut and certainly all over a great deal of the United States. Much like the railroads helped the westward expansion, I guess, or to expand the United States.
It did.
Well, the trolleys really created the suburbs. People didn't have to live as close to home anymore.
Yes.
You know, they could live a little further away, and for the fare of a nickel, which was reasonable enough, they could get transportation back and forth.
That is fascinating.
So
you used an expression that I love that I hadn't heard from since my father, actually. Shoe Leather Express?
Yes. Well, I'm a walker, so that's near and dear to my heart. You know.
Do the children ask you what that means, or?
You know, I don't know if I've said it to them, although I probably have, and I don't know. Hopefully they knew what I meant.
But it's a cute expression. Now, you brought some examples of some trolley cars. These are some ads that I saw when I was on the trolley, something similar. And my question to you when I met you is, are these original or duplicates?
Well, we have the originals, but we make copies of them. Yeah, we do.
Okay. Now this is phenomenal. Would you read? Let me just see if I can. Can you read that to the audience?
It is Heinz tomato ketchup. Well, Heinz 57 tomato ketchup contains no benzoate of soda, but this is a product that still exists today, and this is, you know, from the 30s or 40s. So, you know, we're talking about a different style of advertising, but a product that's actually stood the test of time.
It did. I'm just going to ask you if you could put that down for me a little bit. Great. It's amazing. Children will see that they can buy this product now.
Yes.
This is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
If you could read that, that'd be great.
That is Wrigley's Spearmint and Wrigley's Doublemint gum is what that's for. And the style of the woman in the photo, or the drawing here.
Wonderful.
Isn't that it's fabulous. That's terrific.
It's wonderful. And children might see that picture of pictures of ancestors, a woman looking like that. But this is just amazing. And this is gum that they can go in the store and buy now.
Still buy today. Absolutely.
Very, very interesting. Now this one, if you could read this one, I'll hold it to the camera.
Well, it was put out by, it says, member of the U.S. Food Administration. Food will win the war. We observe meatless days, wheatless days, porkless days, and carry out all conservation rules of the U.S. Food Administration. After a certain, well, I guess below a certain age, people won't know what this means. What are meatless days, wheatless days? Unless you hear about this in history class, you'll know that during World War II, there were all sorts of conservation efforts to help the war effort.
But what a good advertisement that parents can read and start the explanation process.
Sure.
And then again, it's background knowledge so that when the child goes to a classroom, it just might make a connection for them.
All those little things that children observe, and they're so observant. They absorb
they really are.
everything. I think sometimes just pointing things out to them, saying, look at that, isn't that interesting? How different it is from today. Or can you imagine having to not eat meat for weeks or whatever, that kind of thing. You can really initiate a lot of great conversations with the things that you observe at the Trolley Museum, because you're transported into another way of life.
Yes.
Everybody did the same things, but they did them differently.
And again, you used a word that we use in education a lot, initiate conversations. And they're finding that adults spend in quality conversation with their child per day about 2 to 3 minutes. And because everything is more you know, do this, don't do that, pick you up here, whatever.
Yeah.
And taking time to go to the Trolley Museum, and it's so close, it doesn't have to be a excursion to get there. The time can be spent in the conversations and in the enjoyment.
Absolutely, and it gives you so many opportunities to engage the child and enjoy it at the same time. Learning isn't painful. Learning is fun, depending on what you're doing.
Right.
You know, and
right.
it's really, and when the parent is having a good time, which I'm sure they will, riding the trolley, that helps too.
Yes, I enjoyed it. Now, this is the last one that you brought in. What does this say?
Well, the young girl is saying, "Who can fix our radio, Mother?" And the mother responds, "Let's look in the yellow pages of the telephone book, the classified telephone directory." Now, this was probably a new thing. When this advertisement was in the trolley car, the phone book was new. And because of the internet, now it's, I hate to say it, but it's probably starting to be on its way out.
That is very interesting. I never thought about the phone book, but I bet you're right. And so people should start saving theirs, because in 50 years it could be worth major money. Not now, but major money. Now, I also know you brought some photographs, and in a second they'll come up on the screen and we can talk about the photographs from the museum. And while we're waiting for them to come up, you have a lot of events at the museum?
Yes, we do. Wonderful. We have, well, our holiday events are really kind of fun.
I'm just going to interrupt you for a minute, because we have some videos, our pictures up there. What is the picture in the bottom left? What is that?
Well, that is our relatively newly restored New Orleans streetcar. And
looks beautiful.
It is wonderful. Actually, that car went on tour to assist the New Orleans Convention and Visitors Bureau a couple of years ago.
Wow.
And I stood with that car and other people from the museum in Times Square, New York City.
Really?
Yeah, which was really kind of strange.
How do you transport something like that?
Specialized trucks that are meant for moving rail equipment.
Oh, okay.
It's absolutely incredible how they do that.
That would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Now, the other picture that I was really interested in is the gentleman is talking. Yes. Now, is his real name a conductor or a trolley person?
Motorman.
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 Now, the reason why that is of interest to me is children don't know these words. Yeah. And they don't have the experiences. And by going and listening to him talk, he gives a little brief introduction about things.
Yes, which is what he's doing in that picture. That's after the people get the tickets at our station, then they'll board the car, and he'll give them a brief talk, a little bit of history, a little bit of safety rules, and then ask them to basically relax and enjoy the ride down our streetcar line.
And it is a nice ride.
Oh, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Okay, maybe I think there's a couple more pictures to look at. And Scott, my director, will put them up when he has a moment. Great. And you were saying there are some events?
Oh, yes, we have. Halloween time, we've got two terrific events. One is our pumpkin patch, and that's geared toward the little ones. That's a non-spooky event that children, well, families take the trolley down to our patch in our yard and select a little pumpkin, and they can decorate it, and there's the little Brio type trains to play with, and we've got a model train layout.
Oh, how cute.
It's really charming, and it's become very popular, and it's just a really nice, sweet event for little kids who, you know, may not enjoy the scarier Halloween thing that we have at night.
Or some adults.
Oh, yeah. I've
like
seen the
myself.
coloring. We have crayons. And in the evening, we have the Graveyard Express, which is scary.
Really?
Yeah, we've got a haunted house that goes along with that, and we're also developing a terror trail. So we're kicking it up a notch because people love it. And it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun.
Wow, that might be something I might go to this next time.